Okay, today is October 4th, and I'm going to do an update video on our tomatoes that we got in ground the last day of August. These were all grafted onto a rootstock that was supposed to be nematode and bacterial wilt resistant, but as you know from previous update that these plants were not surviving the Ralstonia, at least not in our context, with the hot summer ending. And yeah, so unfortunately we are losing plants left and right still. You can see here a spot. This used to be tomatoes. This plant right here, I should have gotten this. I didn't get this tied up, unfortunately, and it snapped. So that's my fault. But you can see that there's tomatoes starting on these over here. Now these are all what is those? Basically sauce type tomatoes. This is a plant, you can see this is dying. This will be pulled out here. This will be dead. This will be dead within a couple of days. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer now, but when they were younger, they would die within a day or two. This one's probably going to. These are starting to look a little bit different than when the Ralstonia hit the younger plants, but so I don't know what's up with that. But this is typically a pretty bad area. Well, I didn't know about so much through here, but over here you can see no plants. It took out all of them, except for that one over there, which I'll talk about in a second. But yeah, I had numerous tomato plants in here that all died, and then we had plenty for replacements, so I replaced them and they died. And then we tried a couple of the eggplant and threw some eggplant in here to see if, let's see if this will survive. Nope, it died. So right now we're just doing we're going to be doing some searching to see if we can find a rootstock that is going to be resistant, because as it is right now, this particular area of the garden that is completely bare, minus that one plant, which is dying itself, is really bad with the Ralstonia. And it's this particular, you might be able to tell, but this is all soil that was trucked in. And so basically the loads were delivered, let's see, the loads were delivered this way. And so if you picture where these plants are right here that are alive, that load that dropped off that soil ended right about here, somewhere right around in this area, right where you start to see the plants that are alive. The exception is we had a load over here too that was similar soil to this, and because some of the soil is different throughout this entire garden. So this is okay, so let's talk about this one plant that is alive still. This is not a grafted plant. This is the rootstock variety that we used for all of our tomato plants. And it was really weird. This thing has been very, very wilty over the last few days. And you can see leaves turning yellow all over it, but the wiltiness has stopped, surprisingly. It still looks terrible, but I don't know, this was because maybe this one's outlived everything, because when I planted this, since this wasn't a grafted plant, I believe I did the trench this way. I dug a trench here, and so the root ball is like probably like right in this area, and then it came over and up right here, and so that allowed it to get more roots down in the ground. So I don't know if it's what's going on, but it's trying to hold on, but it's I'm assuming it's probably going to die. I can see it's got some little tiny tomatoes on it. I was going to try to save some seed out of this, but I don't think it's going to survive long enough to get any seed, and I'm not really too worried about saving any seed now. Although maybe I could save seed and replant and try to see if we could develop a variety that would be resistant, I don't know, to this Ralstonia. So yeah, it's disappointing. We had 60 plants in here and we lost over 30, so that's over half of them. So yeah, over in this area, these are all the sauce tomatoes. And we've even lost one plant right in here, which was odd to me. I didn't think I had any problems in this area, but we lost one there, so that could be a bad sign for some of these other ones. And we lost a plant right here that was originally right there. And I had some fire ants kill a couple of plants over here, unfortunately. This is a cherry tomato. And these are big beef through here. I think most of them are, at least. They're 3 foot, over 3 foot, almost to my waist. I'm tall. So yeah, you can see. Try to keep. Yep. Yeah, it's hard to tell. You can't hardly tell where the graft is down there. But one thing I'll tell you is when I pulled these plants out of the ground, the ones that have died, they put out, these rootstocks put out some serious roots. Serious roots. So I think these are pretty good growth for 30 days on these tomato plants out here. So I'm happy about that part, at least the ones that have survived, but disappointed in how many we've lost. So that's going to be the end of this update. I'll keep researching and studying and trying some things. I got some things I'm going to try, various cover crops, stuff. We'll see if we can do anything to help this area, but we're probably not going to grow any tomatoes in this particular area for a while. We might end up switching over there where we got right now some zucchini growing and stuff. But that's the end of our update on our tomatoes. God bless.